Last night on The Bachelor.
Good morning, ladies. Unfortunately, I'm a little under the weather, but I don't want to ruin your time here in London. Go enjoy. Love, Zach.
This really sucks.
I want to literally just lay in bed all day. I don't want to go anywhere.
Today sucks.
I mean,
This doesn't even feel like a date. And I'm like, oh God, could this day get any worse?
She insisted I go and take pictures for her. Look, a clock. We don't have that in America. You call that a tower? Try the Sears Tower, friend.
Welcome to week 5 of The Bachelor, where this time Zach and the gang are headed to London, England, and I'm taking bets on how long it takes for someone to say pip pip cheerio.
Pip pip cheerio, we are in London town.
Okay, marking that down as 3 seconds into the episode. So, to start this week, the women are getting pumped up as they get to visit jolly old England, but none more so than Greer here.
I would lose my keys up if it was a tea party.
Yeah?
Yeah. Like, I love tea so much, I've tatted it on myself, so.
I got the first impression rose the first night, and I recently
Told him how much I love tea. I literally have tea tatted on me.
So naturally, the first one-on-one goes to
Gabby? Ooh, you're my queen.
leaving Greer like,
I am dead inside.
so Gabby has been gifted the annual Pretty Woman date, and as Zach puts it,
What I have in store today on the one-on-one is like the epitome of romance.
aka spending a lot of cash. They visit a 300-year-old fragrance shop to create their own unique smell,
This one kind of smells like Sour Patch Kids when somebody's eating them next to you.
Oh my gosh.
It's giving Christmas mixed with a little bit of weed.
Marijuana?
Yeah. This smells like, I'm not actually gonna say it.
Body odor.
Then they get served high tea by a royal butler before trying on fancy hats and visiting corgis from the royal bloodline. Which honestly, they'd need to check my bags after this date, cause if it were me, I'd be walking out of there like...
I took 2 dogs already. They're in the back of my van.
Then of course, finally, Gabby gets to try on some fancy dresses. And when Gabby comes out wearing this number, Zach looks at her like she's covered in peanut butter cups.
Ready?
I'm ready.
felt Zach is making me feel beautiful.
It's this. I remember you saying that you like peanut butter cups. So I brought you some.
But really, the diabolical part of this date is that Gabby gets to keep all the things she tries on, meaning she then has to walk back to the other women covered in shopping bags. But for Greer, the knife in the heart isn't that Gabby got Jimmy Choo shoes or a buttload of jewelry, it was hearing about the high tea.
That one cut deep because I told Zach how much I love tea. It was like rubbing dirt, like in the wound.
Somewhere Zach is slapping his forehead going, oh yeah, Greer was the tea girl, dang it. So Greer storms off and production says, ooh, okay, have your meltdown right here. This is the perfect spot. Okay, go ahead.
Oh no, you're good.
You're good. That's actually my room.
That I'm in front of?
Yeah.
So Gabby then has the night portion of her date where she gets to wear the fancy peanut butter cup dress that had Zach doing the awooga face from old cartoons, and while these two talk about being imperfect despite this perfect date, back with the women, the group date card comes out revealing that Charity will be getting the other one-on-one for the week, and yet another woman has a freak out knowing another week will go by without them getting that alone time.
Zach is what I want. He is like perfect.
I don't want you to be perfect. I don't even want you to try to be perfect. And I don't want somebody to expect me to be perfect.
Okay, now that was some good editing. So after a very sweet date that has amazingly no trauma dumping, Gabby eventually gets her date rose and a performance by UB40. All the while, the other ladies are ready to shake off the jealousy and enjoy some time with Zach. That is until...
good morning, ladies. Unfortunately, I'm a little under the weather, but I don't want to ruin your time here in London. Go enjoy, and I'll see you soon. You know, you get that card and he's under the weather. Like, what does that mean?
I don't know, to me it sounds like he has COVID. But okay, the ladies get to tour through London by themselves, they get rained on, and then they try to cheer themselves up by twerking in front of a fake royal guard. Eventually, things turn to the night portion of the date, where for some reason they're expecting Zach to show up as if he could just go,
Suck this pig! Done!
I mean, they even put out a little rose here as if Zach will be able to hand one out. But nope, after a while, this guy shows up with a note and, once again...
Ladies, I hope you had an amazing day seeing London. I wish I could have been there. Unfortunately, I'm still not feeling well enough to join you tonight. I'm so sorry. I really do hope to see you soon.
Which is devastating. I mean, they all got dolled up for this. Look how much glitter Jess wasted. Well, the next day, things don't get better as, while Charity waits to see if Zach has recovered for their one-on-one, instead, in walks Jesse Palmer with some bad news.
He tested positive for COVID. Today.
Which is kind of wild for me, cause actually last week I got COVID too, so... Which means for both Zach and I, our weeks got upended by COVID. And Jesse Palmer here is at a loss.
So the million-dollar question now is, what are we gonna do?
I don't know, maybe bust out some swabs and get all these ladies tested, specifically this woman right here who was with Zach like the day before he tested positive for COVID. Maybe that's a good start? Now at this point, there's still like 40 minutes of the episode left, so they try to fill it up with having one of the frontrunners, Katie, go visit Zach outside of his room, and then they give us flashbacks to quarantine times by setting up Zoom calls for Zach with everyone else. Cause you know, the show must go on, and that even includes...
Because later tonight, Zach's gonna be holding the first ever virtual rose ceremony. And unfortunately for some of you, that means you're gonna be going home tonight.
Yup, one of these poor ladies is about to be dumped over Zoom. So they make Zach set up a little studio in his room so each one of the women can come and talk to him through an iPad. Zach even has production hide little gifts for the women, like this mini Big Ben he gets for Charity to make up for their missed one-on-one.
This?
So inside, yeah,
Oh my goodness.
I know our time had been cut short, been cut short.
That was the worst joke ever.
Then, one after the other, all the ladies come out saying how wonderful their virtual time with Zach was. Well, except for the one woman who's been spiraling more than anyone else all week, Greer, who comes in trying to make a connection with Zach by telling him about the time she got COVID at the end of her work year, saying,
I work in sales, and so last time, I had COVID, it was at the end of a quarter, end of the year. And so I kind of know what it's like to have a goal that you're trying to reach and you're stuck.
But this rubs Zach the wrong way, cause he thinks there's a bit of a difference between him trying to find his future wife and her losing out on her end of year sales.
I think it's completely different, at least my perspective, from me being frustrated on finding my future wife versus end of sales close quarter.
Now this is the last thing that this woman, who's already hanging on by a thread, needs to hear. So Greer finishes her conversation and goes off to have a cry, thinking that she's now headed home. Meanwhile, I was here like, dude, she was just trying to relate to you. Also, someone's career can be just as important as you finding love. But, you know, I guess Zach has COVID, and it's pretty easy to get grumpy when you've got all that going on. Plus, Greer is someone he's likely lost his connection with, so I bet he's already looking for an out there anyways. Still, I gotta say, I don't think she did anything wrong. But with that, we can now move into the rose ceremony for the week, which has been set up in this stinky little hotel room with some roses and a TV. And of course, this time, the story here is going to be whether or not T-Girl Greer will be getting a rose.
Greer.
So with that, Greer gets another week while Mercedes and Kylie have to say their final goodbyes to a TV screen. And all of a sudden, Greer is over the moon thinking that everything is back on track.
I'm just so excited.
My jaw dropped when I got my rose.
I can't wait to touch him.
Enjoy that feeling for now, Greer, cause the real tea is that Zach's not gonna be keeping you around for much longer. So that's it for this recap of week 5 of The Bachelor. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed the video, make sure to give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and let me know your thoughts on the episode in the comments section down below. And until next time, Bachelor Fantake, out.
I know our time had been cut short.
That was the worst joke ever.